Newsletters are a great business model because they're cheap to start, they can be done anywhere at any time, and they compound over time because you actually own the email list. I have grown my own newsletter from 0 to over 9,000 subscribers in the last 4 months without using paid ads, and it's grown by about 140 people per day right now. In this video, I will give you a 7-step process to grow your own newsletter. The first step is to choose your niche. An ideal niche is one that you have expertise in, interest in, or some other advantage in. Ideally, it would also have multiple monetization opportunities, especially where you're able to sell your own products, and also high ticket services if you want to offer high ticket services as well. Usually the niches to enter where you have the maximum chance of getting a good income is one where you have expertise, you're creating the content around your expertise, and you sell your own products to the audience. In that case, you don't need that many subscribers to be hitting over $10,000 a month. Now, you don't have to do that. If you want to just do a faceless newsletter in a general niche such as cooking, then you absolutely can make money doing that. It's just that you will need a lot more subscribers to get to over $10,000 a month. An ideal niche would also be one where there's a clear organic marketing strategy where you can grow on social media so that you can get an audience on social media, which you can then send to your newsletter. Ideally, it would also be a niche where you think you could get people in cheaply using ads, and especially Facebook ads. And the way to do that is to look for accounts on social media that are already doing well in the niche. And that would validate that there is an organic opportunity in the niche. And you would also want to try and find accounts having success with Facebook ads. And you can use the Meta ads library to do that. And you can also look at the transparency page of Facebook pages in the niche to see if they're running ads. If there are no competitors on social media and there are no competitors running ads, that usually actually means that it's not a great niche, because whatever niche idea you have, probably someone else has already had that idea. If you don't find successful accounts in the niche, it's a sign that there isn't enough demand in that niche, or that it's going to be hard to monetize people in that niche. Whereas if you can find successful competitors, it validates that it is possible to grow in that niche and it is possible to monetize. Just quickly guys, I made a free Framer landing page template. It features the overlapping customer images, the infinite brand slider, a card for video testimonials, cards for regular testimonials, the crossed out pricing, and more. You can find it in the link in the description. Step 2 is organic growth. At the start, when you're not running ads, having an organic growth strategy is extremely important, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get anyone into your newsletter. And also it's not ideal to have to rely on ads for growth, because obviously you've got to pay for that, and there's no guarantees that the ads will always work. And in addition to that, organic subscribers will often be better than the subscribers that you can get from ads, because the subscribers that you can get organically are already following your brand and they're well-targeted subscribers. In my opinion, Instagram is underappreciated right now. Instagram is how I'm growing my own newsletter by about 140 subscribers per day right now. The 2 reasons why I think Instagram is underappreciated is that you don't need a large following to grow on Instagram. If you create engaging content, then your content can get pushed out on Instagram. Whereas on other platforms such as Twitter, it's hard to grow organically if you don't already have a lot of followers. But that's not the case on Instagram. But the particularly useful thing on Instagram is that you can automatically link people to your newsletter when they leave a particular comment. So what you do is you tell people to comment a certain word to receive a free resource that's useful in your niche. And then you use automation software such as ManyChat to automatically link them to the resource. And before they get the resource, they have to enter their email to get onto your email list. That being said though, you can do well with YouTube Shorts and TikTok if you're making short form videos, but only relying on the link in the bio isn't going to do as well as you can do with the ManyChat automation. Doing giveaways on Twitter can also work quite well, and also LinkedIn has pretty good reach right now, so LinkedIn can also be a good way to grow your email list. And the best channel overall is going to depend on the niche that you choose. Once you've started growing an organic audience, step 3 is to grow your newsletter using lead magnets. Lead magnets are free resources that are useful for people in your niche, and people have to enter their emails in order to get them. After they enter their email, you use automations such as from Beehive to automatically link people to the resource. The resource should be quick to consume. For example, if you have a marketing newsletter, your lead magnet could be a swipe file of 50 viral marketing examples. If you're selling your own products, ideally the lead magnet would also be related to the paid product. To deliver the lead magnets, you need to make a landing page where people have to enter their email, and then you set up an automation in your email software to automatically send the lead magnet to their email. Okay, so once you've started growing a newsletter organically, step 4 is to start adding monetization. There are many ways to monetize a newsletter. As I said earlier, ideally you would have your own products that you're selling, such as low ticket digital products such as courses, or high ticket services or coaching. But there are many other more passive ways that you can monetize pretty much any niche, and they include newsletter referrals, where you get paid for referring people to other newsletters, and examples of that are the Sparkloop, Upscribe and Beehive boosts. Affiliate, which is where you get paid a commission for recommending products in your niche, and if someone buys them, you get a commission. Ads, it's now the case that you can actually put ads directly into emails, such as with the Beehive ad network. You can also do your own outreach and get sponsors, and then the sponsors pay you, and then you promote them in your newsletter. Or you could monetize with your own software, which is a harder monetization strategy, but it's very lucrative when it works well. Okay, so once you have monetization set up and you actually are starting to get an idea of how much your subscribers are worth, then you can start experimenting with paid ads. The truth is that the biggest newsletters pretty much all have grown using Facebook ads. The thing is about Facebook ads is that you have a very large audience on Facebook, and you're also able to get people into your newsletter quite cheaply using Facebook ads. When you're doing Facebook ads, obviously you want to get the money back that you spent from the ad as quickly as possible. And 2 ways to do that are to use the newsletter referral programs, such as Beehive Boosts and Sparkloop Upscribe, as well as to sell your own digital products. So when someone enters their email, you show them the newsletter referrals, and then you put them to a page where you put a promotion for your paid product. And if someone buys your paid product, then you can add further monetization by showing an upsell, which is an additional paid product that complements the paid product that they just bought. And by doing that, there are some people who are actually able to be profitable directly from the Facebook ads, where they're selling their own digital products to the people signing up to their email list. To come up with good creatives for the ads, a tip is to use the transparency feature on Facebook, which is where you can see the ads that your competitors are running. If a competitor has been running an ad for months, then it's probably a good ad, and it's one that you might want to experiment with yourself. Another tip is to repurpose your best performing social content, especially the videos on Instagram, and to repurpose them into Facebook ads. People don't like being advertised to, so in general, the best ads are ones where they don't look like ads. And so often the best ads are the ones that you repurpose from your best Instagram reels. Once you start getting more subscribers, there are some additional growth channels that are going to open up to you. One of them is newsletter swaps. This is where you recommend newsletters that are related to your newsletter, and they recommend yours in return. And this will often get very good subscribers because these people actually clicked the link in the other newsletter's email that was referring you. And so this gets you subscribers who actually click links, which are the best subscribers. Another strategy is giveaways. This is where you give your subscribers an opportunity to win a prize, such as AirPods, if they refer your newsletter to other people. And then you can also have reward programs, which is where you give people a reward for recommending your newsletter to a certain number of people. With the rewards programs, you want it to be something simple that you can automate, such as a digital product. And this would be something like a lead magnet. And you can automate this in Beehive, which I have linked in the description of this video. So once you have an organic growth strategy, you have a paid strategy, and you have the monetization system set up, at that point, you want to start thinking about, can you automate the business as much as possible and remove yourself? And the benefit of doing that is that, first of all, it stops you from working in the business instead of on the business. So that will give you the opportunity to find additional growth channels, to find new paid advertising methods, or to do whatever else you want. But also, if you want to sell the business, a buyer won't want to buy a business that he will have to be spending a lot of time on. Generally, buyers want to buy businesses where there's already a team in place that knows how to run the business. And really all the buyer will have to do is oversee the business and make sure everything's going smoothly. And so step 7 is that you want to outsource parts of the business, such as content creation, creation for Facebook ads, the writing of newsletter posts, and monetization such as outreaching to sponsors and managing sponsors or affiliates. And so you want to outsource those. And to do that, you want to have good documentation, and ideally you would create Loom videos documenting all of the different parts of the business. And then a virtual assistant can come in and they can watch those videos and ideally get to a reasonably good level quite quickly. And then after you've done that, you'll have an asset that is mostly self-sustaining, where you just have to oversee it, and potentially you could sell it if you wanted to. And after it's proven to be able to do well over the course of at least 6 months, but ideally a year or longer, then you would have an asset that you can sell. And a newsletter business is a very nice asset to buy because the email list is an owned asset and it's quite robust to changes in algorithms because it's something that you actually own. And so that's something that's very ideal for buyers. And so newsletters can often get quite high multiples.